What's happening, everybody? Big John here, really big guy tactical, coming at you. We're on Sunday Q&A, baby. All right, jumping into it. Um, I do have shooting stuff. However, Mondays are boring, so we're gonna do that Monday. We'll focus on the questions today. Guns Monday, Monday Gun Day. Even though Sunday Gun Day sounds better, Monday Gun Day. That sounds pretty cool. Monday Gun Day. Don't know if that'll happen every Monday, but Monday Gun Day. I was out today and it was pretty chilly, so I got some chili. No cheese on the chili, so I got some corn in there. Pretty good size. I mean, pretty good portion. An okay to eat portion. I mean, not like oh, it's a good sized portion, but it's all right. Yeah, it tastes awesome too. Thanks, Dad. So that being said, chili jumped into. The first question gets all political up in here. What are my thoughts on the ban of the 30-round magazines or high-capacity magazines? It's tough, I think, to talk about that without getting super political and the need for when people say, scary-looking guns. The AR type, the SKS, the AK looking guns that that are all semi-automatic but have the high capacity rounds as far as having many bullets in the magazine to fire. My thoughts behind it are I think that they should be allowed to stay. One of the things that I feel that if you want to go, like I said, you can't really have the argument without bringing up what the intended use of firearms in this country in the hands of the people originally was to keep in check. And that was from a tyrannical government. And I don't think the U.S. First of all, I don't think the U.S. government's ever gonna, just turn around one day and be like, we should kill these people. Yeah. However, if the government were to ever get weak enough or something were to happen, we also got to be able to back ourselves up. And that's why we need these style, guns and then these style. Like I said, I'm not aluminum hat, tinfoil crazy. I didn't buy a gun because they're gonna take them. I got it because I like target shooting. I thoroughly enjoy going to the range. The mechanics of it, the engineering of the guns is really neat. And I really like that. Like handguns, I do believe in personal protection, as far as being out there, and I mean the police can't be everywhere. They can't be everywhere, and they certainly can't stop everything. So that's why I believe in having your own mode of protection. So the 30-round magazine, I believe that they should stay because kind of keeps kind of the government kind of in check as far as do we want to do some horrible things to these people or not. Not that I think that the government would ever think that. So that also brings up, like, a lot of people brought up the age question with purchasing firearms and everything like that. I agree and disagree with it both at the same time. The age to go in the military is 18. Well, like 17, and then you gotta be 18 to be deployed or something like that. and you get to go through all that stuff. They hand you a gun, they teach you how to shoot it and everything. What are we gonna do for those guys? Now I know when they get out of the military, they'll probably be about 2021, um, unless they only serve 2 years. So again, I don't know like the length of service and everything like that. So I mean, if you choose to go 4 years or something, to have them pay for something, college or something like that. I don't know if they still do that. Um, then I think that if it's only 2 years, maybe you should be allowed to have a special permit or something like that. There's going to be exceptions to the rule. Um, what we ultimately want to try and get rid of is the straw purchases. The people who are buying these guns off of people from, everyone says the dreaded van. It's not just the dreaded van. It's just, it's like someone you just started hanging out with, and you don't really know them that well or something like that, and they're just like, man, I'm really in the market for such and such, and I got a couple grand in my pocket burning a hole for one. I just can't seem to find one. You're like, well, I just so happen to have one of those. Heck yeah. And that's what we got to try and crack down on. The prosecutions of those. I think that has to be a lot harsher for people who straw purchase. Now, I'm not saying when like if you buy a gun for like a birthday party or something like that. There's a form. I mean, if you're going to buy a gun, like it clearly states, are you buying the gun for yourself? Or are you buying the gun for someone else? I have never checked that box, so I don't know if another form comes up in which you give their information, but it's on there. As you're filling out a whole bunch of stuff, have you committed crimes or anything like that? And it's not just like if you check no, then they just spit out an okay response. It's like that. Then they check you out. So, but 30-round magazine, I'm fine with. I just went out and I got two 40-round magazines. For just shooting. I mean, just target. I got 40 rounds that I can shoot at targets and not have to reload. Not that my 30-round mag would have done any worse. I just got 10 more rounds. Simple math. Here's a good one from Always Broke But Tactical. If I could go back and relive any point in my life, what would I go relive? I've been thinking about this question all day when I saw it initially, and not to come off as being a butthead or anything like that, I don't think that I have lived long enough or gone through those what I would feel are hardcore deep moments. Like some people, it's like the first time you hold your kid, like the first time you propose and she says yes or something like that. I don't think I've had any of those moments, so I can't really say that there's a point that I would. I mean, if I was going to go back and relive, something, I guess it would be just like, what are the rules? Is it just relive it, or can I go back and like smack the shit out of myself and be like, okay, I have a chance to make a different decision? If it's a chance that I have to make a different decision, I would probably definitely go back and tell myself to lay off the individual pizzas and the spaghetti when I first moved up here, and just kind of get that out of your mouth. Really go for this kind of a diet, a way of life, and and then just stayed around there. Um, but yeah, so I mean, I hope that answers your question, Richard. Um, Somebody had asked me what my thoughts on range ammo 5.56 or 2.23, or what do I use to go to the range. There's a lot of range oriented questions. I really appreciate that. Again, I'm like by no means an expert. However, I do like to like to you know perform, and be very safe and conscious with my firearms. Um, Very safety oriented. Richard and I both are when it comes to the range, um, because stuff can happen. But as far as what we're using, it's usually whatever we can get our hands on. I try and stay away from the rebrass as much as I can. I did have an issue. I did use some Remington rebrass, and it just wasn't. You could tell. I mean, everything just looked like the necks and everything like that were just wallered, and I think I had trouble one time with it really loading into the rifle, and then trying to eject it out, like the expansion or whatever. I had to get in there and fish it out. It was annoying. I haven't had any issues with Wolf ammunition. It usually goes on sale for like $5 a box of 20, and no issues with the regular box or uh, the like military spec box. No issues. It's dirty. I think they're dirty around, but then again, I mean, the AR-15 is a dirty gun. You got to get in there, clean it. That's why they have so many, cool options for cleaning an AR-15 than they do the regular shotgun. Um, but yeah, Wolf ammunition. I'm not sponsored by Wolf ammunition, but that'd be cool. Wolf ammunition. Use it in your gun today at the range. And then I had somebody ask me, and I commented right away on their thing, so I don't know if you guys saw that. How many apples do you eat daily? I wouldn't say every single day I eat apples, but when I do get my hands on apples, it's usually about 3. I usually pick them up in a bag that has 3 of them, and I will eat those 3 apples in that day. So, let's get in there and get some of this chili while I remember it. Okay. Alright. I'm going to mix these two up. Weight loss surgery. Mentioned that my dad had the lap band surgery. My younger brother is actually going for gastric bypass. My cousin, she had the lap band surgery as well. Yeah. So there have been some people that I know, and the people that are in my family that have had weight loss surgery or are going to have weight loss surgery. I think my younger brother and my cousin were lucky enough to get on a state assistance program with medical and everything like that. And, because they did get to a point where it was immobile. I believe my cousin had a knee and severe back problems. That's how, she got on the medical end of it. And then they said, okay, we got to do this. We got to get in there and get you situated. And they went through and they did it. She looks great. She's doing great. She's awesome. My little brother, ever since I moved him back to Arizona, he used to live with me. Ever since I moved him back to Arizona, he's lost 100 pounds. He's got to follow the strict diet and everything like that, because he is on their, Medicare program or whatever, their program, their medical program for people who have disabilities. He is labeled with a disability because it's hard for him to move. He had the heart issues, um, the swelling of the legs and everything. He had, all the signs that it didn't look like he was going to make it. Huge turnaround, and he's going to go in and he's going to get that surgery. So, downside is he's probably going to be skinny before me, but that's okay because I'm really not trying to say that any way. All weight loss is good. Any way you do it is good, as long as when you get to where you're getting to, you maintain it. Yes, you're gonna have cookies and you're gonna have the milkshakes and whatever, but as long as you can back it up and do everything you can to prevent yourself from getting back to where you were. I would hate to lose, a couple fat people in weight, and then in 6 months or whatever be back to where I was, because I just went on some super huge party thing. That's like a big fear of mine. So that's why I drive into trying to just stick to the monotonous, just the straight. I'm getting better at the calories in, calories out, and really kind of counting them and making sure I'm not going over, what I want to go over. My water intake is through the roof, so I like that. I still like coffee. But yeah, I thought about it. I've given it a huge thought. I went and sat through a couple seminars. I went through and we finally went there. We were going to talk numbers, and I was going to go in for the sleeve just because it's a permanent. They remove a portion of the stomach that comes out. It is not, it's non-reversible. However, obviously over time there's time, you can get your stomach to come back or stretch out or whatever. But that's what I was going to go for. I was going to go for that and just be done with it. You start to lose weight a little bit faster, and I just thought that was going to be the right thing to do. However, my insurance isn't that great. I feel I pay out the butt for it, but I guess I don't. We do have pretty good insurance, but I just don't have 10 grand to give for something like this, and then they'll cover the surgery. It's all the doctor's visits, psychiatric visits, and everything that you need to do to go through it. So you got to visit, like dietitians and everything, and they really got to drive home what the root cause of you being big is and how they're going to get there. And then you got to be a certain weight to have the surgery done. So, and that way everything's copacetic. But yeah, not that it's not something that I would ever consider. I did consider it. I still do consider it. However, yeah, I don't have the money, so I'm going to do this the natural way. And I don't have a problem doing it the natural way. I don't consider it cheating or unnatural or whatever, but I consider it a tool, and I just don't have that tool. So I have to make my own tools. So yeah. So moving on, after we get some more, a word from our sponsors. Dad's Homemade Chili. Get your chili today. On these cold days, I reach for my own Dad's Homemade Chili. Alright. Now the big one. Another gun question. Psych evals. What do I think about psych evals for gun ownership? Now I think I can't say flip-flopped, but I've been a little back and forth for it. As far as when I think the psych eval should be administered and how often. I think when I first did it, when I first mentioned it, obviously everyone was talking about it. I said raise the age to purchase guns to 21. Obviously, most states you have to go to, if you're going to purchase a handgun anyways, you have to go to your county sheriff's office, apply for a permit to purchase. It's different from a CCW. A permit to purchase allows you to show the retail store that you went into that you have a permit to purchase through your county from the sheriff saying, hey, this guy can buy a gun. However, the place in which you're still purchasing a firearm is still going to do a background check because they have to. So you go bang, bang, bang. But I think the other step that I had mentioned right off the bat was, you know, you get your permit to purchase and everything like that. One of the requirements for the permit to purchase is to bring in a form that is signed off on by and I wanted to say outside the government, like not state assisted, not government funded, psychiatric, you know, psychologist or something like that. Just you know, check you out. I don't think it should cost a buttload of money to get that. But I do believe that that's something that I was believing that that was something that you had to do. And then every 10 years, instead of it being a permit to purchase, which expires usually within 6 months, or it goes for the rest of the year, something like that, I don't know. I can't remember. I had one. I don't know where it went. But it usually only lasts about a year. Now, I think if you're going to be a gun owner or something like that, then yes. I think that, yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt to have that just so you can be a responsible gun owner. I started to twist a little bit when I was like, you know what, every 10 years, and let's say you're kind of getting up there in age, and you haven't, you know, whipped your guns out or whatever, or gone to the range, and they're literally just sitting stuffed back in a closet somewhere, just waiting for the next generation, or what have you. I was sitting there going, I don't think that they should have to take, you know, another, you know, every 10 years, just, you know, taking that psych eval. So I said, you know what, if you're going to obtain a concealed carry, if you're going to obtain a concealed carry, I think that you should maybe have to go through a psych eval. And then re-up it every 10 years. Now you got to go in every 5 years, at least it is for the state of Minnesota, to re-up your concealed carry status. And then I think that every 10 years, it probably wouldn't hurt to go into, you know, a psychologist and get checked out and say, hey, am I good? There's got to be more to it, obviously, than that. But, yeah. So, I do agree with it. I don't have a problem with it. Obviously, if you know, I don't want to say that if you're going to have a problem with it, then you're part of the problem. That's not the case at all. Law-abiding citizens already go through enough, I think, as far as purchasing firearms and making sure that they're safe and everything like that. I firmly believe that there should not be checks. That the police should not be able to just come into your home and look at where your guns are and how your guns are being kept, and where they're being kept, and if that meets some weird state ordinance that they want to enact. No, I don't believe that, because that violates them, you know, coming in your homes in the first place without a warrant. So yes, I believe that if you're going to keep guns and everything like that, that you're accepting that responsibility. If you're going to carry a firearm with you and all, then I believe, yeah, you got to have that psychiatric that lookup. And I just don't think that would be a big deal. I know that having guns is super duper expensive. Even the cheap ones. And ammunition isn't cheap. And if you think it's cheap, buy some for me. You could send a whole pallet of 223 to the bottom address. I'm just kidding. I will accept that. And you could send a whole pallet of 9mm and 45. And then I never have to worry about bullets again. All I'll have to worry about is more magazines. And where I'm going to keep them. And how am I going to get 3 pallets of ammunition into my house. Jeez. So that's where we're at for Sunday Q&A. I hope you guys liked it. I know I did. I thoroughly enjoyed this chili. I thoroughly enjoyed the questions. Thought they were super awesome. One last question to leave off on. Somebody asked me, what do I do for beard care? Absolutely nothing. I shower. I know I should probably use some form of beard oil. I do need to trim it up. It's starting to get some weird type of way over here. And like perfectly fine over here. So I have no idea. But yeah, I don't do anything. I just shower. I don't wash it. I mean, every now and again I'll wash it with like a shampoo or something, but I was told that that's bad. So, but yeah. So that's where we're leaving off on. Okay. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for Monday Gun Day. Some pretty good stuff. I'll probably film some stuff and include it into my video. Want to try and help Richard take off his channel, so we're gonna do that. So check it out, and tomorrow I'll link down to the videos and stuff like that below if that's something that you guys would be interested in. So without further ado, I'm gonna go to bed after I watch a couple new movies, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, I love your faces. Bye.